the previous lesson, we explored how the ego protects identity. Now we examine one of its most powerful cognitive tools: confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to seek, interpret, and remember information in ways that confirm what we already believe. It operates quietly, automatically, and often invisibly. If the ego protects identity, confirmation bias protects belief. Here is how it works. You hold a belief: I am competent, I am fair, my strategy is correct, my communication is clear. When new information appears, your brain does not evaluate it neutrally. It filters it. Evidence that supports your belief is absorbed easily. Evidence that contradicts your belief is questioned, minimized, or reframed. This is not stupidity. It is efficiency. The brain prefers coherence over correction. Consider a simple example. You give a presentation to 10 people. 8 respond positively. 2 give critical feedback. What does your mind focus on? Often, whichever aligns with your identity tension. If you are prone to overconfidence, you may focus on the 8 positives and dismiss the 2 critiques. If you are prone to self-doubt, you may focus on the 2 critiques and discount the 8 positives. Confirmation bias works in both directions. It protects overestimation and it protects underestimation. Now add self-justification. Self-justification is the narrative layer built on top of confirmation bias. When challenged, the mind constructs explanations that preserve identity. For example, they misunderstood my intent. They're too inexperienced to see the value. The timing was wrong. That feedback was biased. Sometimes these explanations are true, but confirmation bias ensures we generate them quickly, before neutral evaluation. There are 3 common forms of confirmation bias in feedback situations. First, selective attention. You notice only evidence that fits your current belief. Second, selective interpretation. You reinterpret neutral or ambiguous feedback as supportive. Third, selective memory. You remember confirming events more vividly than contradicting ones. Over time, this creates narrative reinforcement. You become more certain, not necessarily more accurate. Now reflect. When you receive mixed feedback, what do you emphasize? What do you dismiss? What explanations do you generate automatically? The most dangerous aspect of confirmation bias is its invisibility. It feels like rational thinking. It feels like clarity, but it is filtered perception. To counter it, you must deliberately introduce disconfirming evidence. Ask yourself, what evidence would challenge my current belief? What data am I ignoring? If I were wrong, what would be the earliest sign? This does not mean assuming you are wrong. It means testing your certainty. Intellectual maturity includes active falsification, not only validation. High performers often strengthen confirmation bias because success reinforces belief. If it worked before, it must be correct. But past success does not guarantee current accuracy. Now consider the emotional dimension. Confirmation bias reduces discomfort. Contradictory information creates tension. The brain resolves tension by defending belief. But discomfort is often the doorway to recalibration. When something feels irritating or unfair, pause. That irritation may signal identity protection. Instead of asking, "How do I defend this?" ask, "What might I be protecting?" Over time, reducing confirmation bias increases precision. It stabilizes confidence. It prevents overreaction. It reduces ego-driven escalation. In the next lesson, we explore social mirrors more deeply. Because while confirmation bias filters internally, social mirrors reflect externally. And the interaction between the two defines growth. Calibration continues.